So I think two of those babies was born in wedlock, right? Offset baby, she was born in wedlock. The other baby gonna be a problem because it's a bastard baby. So you got a bastard baby and you got two children born in wedlock. You got two born in wedlock and you got one born out of wedlock while you're married. That's not Stefan Diggs' baby. That's Offset baby by law.
Y'all, what if everything you thought you knew about the rap industry was just the surface of something far darker? What if the red carpets, the champagne celebrations, and the million-dollar smiles were only distractions hiding a scandal so explosive that insiders have been scrambling for years to keep it buried? Because according to Charleston White, the whispers behind closed studio doors are no longer just rumors. They're turning into something that could shake the entire industry. Charleston White is now claiming that a shocking health controversy tied to Cardi B has been circulating quietly among rappers and industry insiders. And the names allegedly connected to it are enough to make even the most seasoned hip-hop fans stop in their tracks. Offset, Drake, Chris Brown, Stefan Diggs, King Yella, Pooh Shiesty, Tommy G's, DJ Self. These aren't random artists. These are some of the most recognizable figures in the culture. And Charleston says their connections to Cardi B may reveal a hidden chain reaction the public was never supposed to see. Behind the music charts and viral moments, Charleston claims there's a powerful system working overtime to control the narrative, PR teams rewriting headlines, lawyers locking down conversations, and insiders pressured into silence. According to him, this isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a story about influence, secrecy, and a web of alleged relationships that may have quietly placed some of rap's biggest names at risk. And if even a fraction of these claims turn out to be true, the fallout wouldn't just be messy, it could become one of the most shocking scandals hip-hop has ever faced. So the real question is, how long can a secret this big stay hidden before the entire industry is forced to confront it?
You getting your son her twisted up like this nigga. This nigga is not a positive influence on your child. He ain't even in his own kid's life. So,
y'all, the rap industry loves to sell us a fantasy. The red carpets, the diamond chains, the sold-out tours, the viral moments that flood social media every single day. To the public, it looks like a world where fame equals freedom and money solves every problem. But according to Charleston White, that image might be one of the biggest illusions hip-hop has ever created. Because behind the music, behind the Instagram highlights and chart-topping hits, Charleston says there's another conversation happening, one that most fans never hear. A conversation about secrets. About rumors that never reach the headlines. And about a controversy tied to one of the biggest names in music today, Cardi B. Now, let's be clear. Charleston White is no stranger to controversy himself. The outspoken commentator has built an entire reputation around saying what other people in the culture are too afraid to say. Sometimes he's praised for it. Sometimes he's criticized for it. But recently, Charleston dropped a series of claims that sent shockwaves through hip-hop discussion circles. Because according to him, there are whispers inside the industry about a hidden scandal that's been quietly circulating for years. And the names allegedly connected to those whispers are massive. Offset, Drake, Chris Brown, Stefan Diggs, King Yella, Pooh Shiesty, Tommy G's, DJ Self. Charleston claims that behind closed doors, insiders have been talking about complicated personal relationships and private encounters between some of these figures and Cardi B long before many of the public headlines ever appeared. Now, none of this has been confirmed publicly. But Charleston insists the conversations exist, and he says the industry works overtime to keep them contained. According to him, hip-hop isn't just a music business anymore. It's a multi-billion-dollar machine built on image. And protecting that image sometimes means controlling what the public sees. PR teams step in. Lawyers get involved. Contracts and NDAs quietly lock people into silence. Charleston says when something potentially damaging begins circulating behind the scenes, the response isn't chaos. It's strategy. Stories get redirected. New headlines appear. Attention shifts somewhere else. And suddenly the public is debating a completely different controversy. Meanwhile, the original rumor disappears into the background. Charleston believes this system of narrative control has existed for decades in entertainment, but he claims it's become even more sophisticated in the era of social media. Because now perception moves faster than ever. One viral tweet, one trending hashtag.
She can't. I'm telling you, that's not his baby. That's not his baby by law.
One shocking headline, and the entire internet is distracted. According to Charleston, the situation surrounding Cardi B became particularly complicated when multiple rumored relationships began surfacing across different circles of the industry. Some of them appeared in blogs. Some were discussed on podcasts. Others allegedly circulated only among insiders. And while many fans brushed them off as typical celebrity gossip, Charleston believes they may have hinted at a deeper network of connections inside hip-hop. Connections that the public never fully understood. People think the rap game is just about music, Charleston reportedly said in one of his discussions. But it's deeper than that. He claims power dynamics, loyalty, and influence often determine which stories explode online and which ones quietly disappear. And according to Charleston, when big names are involved, the pressure to keep things quiet can become enormous. Projects worth millions of dollars are suddenly on the line. Tour deals, streaming contracts, brand partnerships, entire careers. Charleston says when stakes are that high, the industry becomes extremely skilled at protecting itself. That's why, he claims, fans sometimes see only fragments of the real story. A sudden breakup headline, a cryptic social media post, an unexpected collaboration cancellation. To the audience, it looks like normal celebrity drama. But Charleston suggests those moments may sometimes be symptoms of something bigger happening behind the scenes. Something the public isn't meant to fully understand. And the more Charleston talks about these rumors, the more one question keeps surfacing among fans. If the industry really does work this hard to control certain narratives, then what exactly is it trying to hide? Because according to Charleston White, the whispers haven't disappeared. In fact, he claims they've only grown louder. And if even a small portion of what insiders are saying turns out to be true, the fallout could be enormous. Not just for the artists involved, but for the entire image of the rap industry itself. Because once fans begin questioning the stories they've always believed, the spotlight doesn't just stay on one celebrity. It spreads. And sometimes, when the spotlight spreads far enough, it starts revealing things the industry never expected anyone to see. And that's where this story starts getting even more complicated.
Attention, but he said, man, you stupid ass bitches don't even find out y'all pregnant till y'all 3 months. Still be drinking. By this time, you in your second trimester. Man, you bitches arguing and fighting. So, homie, even I'm saying it that way, but I'm highlighting the different trimesters throughout the pregnancy that's important. Prenatal care, the lack of prenatal care. Homie, so yeah, I'm saying it fucked up. But nigga, it's the truth.
Y'all. The deeper Charleston White kept digging into these rumors, the stranger the entire situation started to look. Because according to Charleston, what most fans see online is only a carefully polished version of reality. Behind the scenes, he claims, the rap industry operates almost like a closed circle, a place where relationships, favors, secrets, and influence all intertwine in ways the public rarely understands. And when certain rumors begin spreading inside that circle, the reaction isn't always public denial. Sometimes, Charleston says, it's silence. Long, uncomfortable silence. Industry insiders allegedly began whispering about unusual tensions between certain artists. Collaborations that were suddenly canceled without explanation. Studio sessions that were quietly postponed. Even friendships that seemed to disappear overnight. To the average fan scrolling through Instagram or Twitter, it looked like normal celebrity drama. But Charleston claims the timing of these moments started raising eyebrows behind the scenes. Take some of the names he mentioned earlier. Offset, Cardi B's husband for years, has often been at the center of intense public attention regarding their relationship. Their ups and downs played out online, sometimes in emotional posts, sometimes through cryptic messages that left fans speculating about what was really happening. Charleston suggests those moments may have been more complicated than they appeared. Then there's Drake, one of the most calculated figures in modern hip-hop. Drake's brand has always been built on precision, carefully planned releases, controlled interviews, and a public persona that rarely slips out of line. Yet Charleston claims there were moments when Drake's schedule and collaborations shifted in ways that insiders found unusual. Projects rumored to be in motion suddenly slowed down. Certain studio connections quietly faded. No dramatic announcements, just subtle changes. Chris Brown's name also surfaced in the conversations Charleston described. Brown has long been a lightning rod for controversy in the music industry, but Charleston says that sometimes the biggest stories aren't the ones dominating headlines. Instead, they're the ones that never make it there at all. According to Charleston, insiders occasionally notice sudden tension surrounding certain circles connected to Brown, the kind of tension that appears quietly and then disappears before the public ever notices. Then there's Stefon Diggs. Unlike the others, Diggs comes from the world of professional sports rather than music, yet his rumored connection to Cardi B began circulating in gossip blogs and entertainment discussions. Charleston believes that crossover between sports and hip-hop culture added another layer to the rumors, a layer that made the situation even more complicated for the people trying to manage public perception. And that's where the story starts turning darker. Because Charleston claims that when rumors start spreading inside powerful industries, the goal isn't always to prove them wrong. Sometimes the goal is simply to control how much the public learns. PR teams monitor social media trends. Lawyers draft statements before controversies even break. Managers quietly advise artists on what to post and what not to post. According to Charleston, this system works like a pressure valve. If a story starts gaining too much traction, something else suddenly captures the internet's attention. A new feud, a viral diss track, a shocking interview clip.
Yeah, nigga, I almost want my son to go, go cross the railroad tracks and marry. I don't want him to marry no black chick.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the last black baby of my family, cause I got mixed children. Yeah, I'm the last black baby.
The cycle of distraction begins all over again. And in the chaos of online debate, the original rumor fades away. Charleston says this pattern has repeated itself again and again throughout the entertainment industry. But what makes the Cardi B situation different, according to him, is the number of high-profile names that allegedly appear in the background of the story. Offset, Drake, Chris Brown, Stefon Diggs, King Yella, Pooh Shiesty, Tommy G's, DJ Self. These are not minor figures in hip-hop culture. These are people whose careers shape the direction of music, influence millions of fans, and generate enormous amounts of money. Charleston believes that alone explains why the rumors have never fully exploded into a confirmed scandal. Because if something truly damaging ever surfaced publicly, the ripple effect could be massive. Streaming numbers, tour deals, brand endorsements, entire entertainment empires. Everything could suddenly be placed under a microscope. And when billions of dollars are tied to reputations, the motivation to control narratives becomes incredibly powerful. Charleston claims that's why so many stories in the music industry feel incomplete. Fans sense something unusual happening, but they can never quite prove what it is. They see the headlines. They hear fragments of rumors. They watch celebrities post cryptic messages late at night. But the full story always remains just out of reach. And according to Charleston White, that might not be an accident. Because the biggest secrets in Hollywood rarely disappear. They simply wait. Wait for the wrong person to talk. Wait for the wrong document to leak. Wait for the moment when controlling the narrative becomes impossible. And if that moment ever arrives, the rap industry could be forced to confront questions it has spent years avoiding. Questions about power, about secrecy, and about whether the glamorous world fans see on their screens is really the truth, or just another performance designed to keep the spotlight pointed in the wrong direction. Y'all, by the time Charleston White finished laying out the pieces of this story, one thing became painfully clear: the rap industry might be sitting on a controversy far bigger than anyone expected. Because according to Charleston, what makes this situation so unsettling isn't just the rumors themselves. It's the pattern surrounding them, the strange timing, the sudden silence, and the way conversations about certain topics seem to disappear almost as quickly as they appear. Charleston claims that inside the entertainment world, information rarely moves randomly. Stories travel through private conversations first, managers, producers, artists, executives, long before fans ever hear a whisper of them online. And when those whispers begin circulating among powerful people, the industry usually reacts in one of two ways: expose it or bury it. Charleston believes the second option has happened far more often than fans realize. According to him, the alleged situation connected to Cardi B didn't just spark quiet gossip. It reportedly created tension across several different circles in music and entertainment, circles where loyalty, reputation, and money are tightly connected. And when multiple high-profile names become tied to the same rumor, things can get complicated very quickly. Because every artist involved has their own brand, their own fan base, their own business deals. Offset, for example, has spent years building a career both as part of the Migos legacy and as a solo artist navigating the spotlight alongside Cardi B. Their relationship alone has generated headlines that stretch back nearly a decade. But Charleston suggests that the public narrative surrounding their relationship may have only shown fragments of what was actually happening behind closed doors. Then there's Drake, one of the most dominant figures in modern music. For over a decade, Drake has carefully controlled his image, releasing music that dominates charts and maintaining a public persona that blends vulnerability with power. But Charleston claims that even artists with Drake's influence aren't immune to the pressures of the industry machine. When rumors begin linking multiple celebrities through personal relationships, Charleston says the stakes can become enormous. Not just emotionally, financially. Millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars ride on public perception. Tour sponsorships, streaming partnerships, brand collaborations. All of it depends on the image fans believe. Chris Brown's name entering the conversation only adds another layer of complexity. Few artists have experienced the roller coaster of public opinion the way Brown has. Throughout his career, controversies have repeatedly collided with his musical success. Charleston suggests that because Brown already lives under constant scrutiny, certain stories connected to him may have been easier for the industry to quietly shift away from public attention. But when the rumors started branching beyond music, touching figures like Stefon Diggs from the NFL, the situation reportedly began drawing attention from completely different circles. Sports media, entertainment blogs, podcast commentators. Suddenly, the whispers weren't staying inside one industry anymore. They were crossing into multiple worlds at once. And according to Charleston White, that's when the pressure to contain the narrative becomes even more intense. Because the larger the audience becomes, the harder it is to control the story. Charleston claims that's why some insiders allegedly began tightening communication across certain circles. Conversations moved from public discussions to private phone calls. Meetings that would normally happen in studios or public spaces allegedly shifted to quieter environments. Private dinners, closed-door conversations, places where cameras weren't watching. Now, none of these claims have been confirmed publicly, but Charleston insists that the pattern itself raises questions. Because in an industry where publicity normally fuels success, sudden silence can sometimes speak louder than headlines. And the longer those silences last, the more fans begin to wonder what might be happening behind the scenes. Charleston says that's the real reason stories like this keep resurfacing online. Not because people want drama, but because people sense something incomplete. They feel like they're seeing only part of the picture. According to Charleston, the entertainment industry has mastered the art of controlling perception. A celebrity feud here, a surprise album drop there, a viral social media moment that captures the internet's attention overnight. These events can shift the entire conversation within hours. And while the public debates the newest controversy, older rumors quietly fade into the background. But Charleston believes the internet has changed the rules. Information spreads too fast now. Too many independent creators. Too many podcasts. Too many voices analyzing every detail. And eventually, patterns start connecting. Fans notice the same names appearing in different conversations. They notice sudden career moves, unexpected collaborations ending, artists distancing themselves from certain circles. Each moment might seem small on its own, but together, Charleston says, they create a timeline that raises uncomfortable questions. What really happened behind the scenes? Why did certain relationships suddenly cool down? Why did certain artists step away from projects that seemed almost guaranteed to succeed? Charleston admits he doesn't claim to know every answer, but he insists the rumors surrounding the situation didn't appear out of nowhere. According to him, they've been circulating quietly for years, passed between insiders who understood that speaking publicly could come with serious consequences. Because in an industry powered by reputation, even a single scandal can ripple outward in unpredictable ways. Careers can stall. Partnerships can collapse. Entire public identities can change overnight. Charleston believes that fear alone is enough to keep many people silent. And silence, he says, is often the strongest protection powerful systems have. But silence doesn't last forever. Eventually someone talks. Eventually a message leaks. Eventually a piece of information slips into the wrong conversation. And when that happens, even the most carefully managed narrative can start to unravel. That's the moment Charleston White believes the industry fears the most. Because once fans begin questioning the official story, the spotlight spreads quickly. And once that spotlight spreads, it doesn't just focus on one celebrity. It begins illuminating everything connected to them. Every collaboration, every relationship, every business decision. Suddenly, the industry's carefully polished image begins to crack. And when those cracks appear, the truth, whatever it may be, has a way of finding its way out. So now the real question isn't whether rumors exist. The real question is whether the rap industry can continue containing them. Because if the whispers Charleston White describes ever turn into confirmed revelations, the fallout wouldn't just shake one artist. It could send shockwaves through the entire culture. And for an industry built on image, influence, and carefully managed perception, that kind of exposure could change everything. But here's where this story stops being just another rumor floating around hip-hop blogs, because the deeper Charleston White pushes this conversation, the more uncomfortable the silence around it becomes. In an industry where artists respond to the smallest criticism within minutes, where diss tracks appear overnight and Instagram lives explode at the first hint of drama, the quiet surrounding these whispers feels almost unnatural. No explosive denials. No detailed explanations. Just carefully worded statements, vague posts, and a wall of controlled narratives that never seem to address the bigger questions fans keep asking. And that silence is exactly what keeps this speculation alive. Because every time a name like Cardi B, Drake, Offset, Chris Brown, or Stefon Diggs gets pulled into the same conversation, the internet does what it always does: it starts connecting dots. Fans dig through old interviews. They revisit past headlines. They analyze cryptic tweets and forgotten podcast clips. Piece by piece, the timeline starts forming, and suddenly the story feels bigger than any single rumor. Charleston White insists this is exactly how powerful industries protect themselves, by letting confusion replace clarity. But history shows that secrets rarely stay buried forever. Eventually someone talks. Eventually a document surfaces. Eventually the wrong message lands in the wrong inbox. And when that moment comes, the narrative can change overnight. So the real question now isn't just whether Charleston White is right or wrong. The real question is why these conversations keep resurfacing in the first place, and why so many people inside the culture seem nervous whenever they do. If even a fraction of what's being whispered behind the scenes ever becomes public, the fallout could reshape how fans look at the entire rap industry. So what do you think is really happening behind those closed studio doors? Drop your thoughts below, because this story might just be getting started.